what does it take to put on an event like AirVenture? We're going to find out all about volunteers in this episode of Taking Off. Hey everyone, Dan Milliken here. This episode brought to you by Gold Seal, groundschool.com, and Wingfield Aviation, your go-to aircraft maintenance facility. Well, when you walk around the grounds at AirVenture, you can see that it takes an army of people to be able to pull this off. And we got to talk to somebody about what it takes to volunteer. Dan, you're the chairman for the Admissions Theater Gate and a volunteer. What does that mean?
Basically what it means is that there's about 8 admission gates throughout, and this is the one that I'm the chief cook and bottle washer.
How did you become a volunteer at AirVenture?
I started volunteering actually back in the 70s.
Wow.
And when I was still in high school, you started out parking planes, and did that for quite a long time. Graduated from college, went down to Lakeland for a while.
Okay.
Which is Sun and Fun.
Right.
And literally lived less than 6 blocks from Sun and Fun.
Wow.
But then came back here and been constantly volunteering here basically since 1990, and basically worked my way up through, and they give a gate of my own.
How does somebody become a volunteer at AirVenture?
At AirVenture itself, there's a volunteer center that's over in Camp Scholler. There's another one on the grounds as well. Camp Scholler is the big campground here, which is like a large city that pops up for a week. We're actually twice as large as the city of OshKosh.
Wow. Wow.
In population. But there's a volunteer center over there, or you can do it online as well.
And is there a need for volunteers?
There's always a need for volunteers.
I would think you'd have a waiting list.
Yeah. Well, there's not necessarily a waiting list, especially this year. A few of my volunteers that I'm used to having every year, that come from Canada, and I've got a couple that come from as far away as Australia. Needless to say, won't be here this year. We're looking forward to them coming back next year. So needless to say, we're constantly looking for volunteers.
When you volunteer, walk me through it. Let's say I wanted to volunteer, but I really wanted to park airplanes, or I really wanted to work in an air-conditioned environment. How much choice does somebody get in trying to volunteer?
You got pretty much whatever you want. I was just down at the volunteer center just a short while ago, and there was somebody that wanted to help out in the North 40 parking planes, and there was a spot available. This year there's a literally plethora of places to volunteer.
Does somebody have to have certain skills on certain volunteer positions?
Oh yeah, certain skills, certain positions. When you're at an admission gate, definitely computer skills help. They've got people that actually work on the tugs and stuff like that. You better be a mechanic before you walk into that one.
Right.
But everything requires a special skill, and then there's some that are not skilled. Parking airplanes, just got to know how to do some hand gestures and get planes where they have to be.
Okay, so what in the world does this mean?
I don't know what that means.
You don't know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Okay, there you have it. I'm not the only one that doesn't know what this means. So, okay, very good. Last question is, somebody wants to volunteer. We talked about it at the very beginning, but is there a specific website that they can go to? Or phone number?
EAA.org.
Okay.
And it's right on the top tab. It says volunteer. Click on volunteer and away you go.
All right, cool. Thanks, Dan, so much.
Yep.